Many years ago, I was traveling in the Himalayas in India. I was on a backpacking trip. I must have been 21 or 22 at that time. I've always had a fascination for the mountains, and I grew up in the southernmost part of India, so it was not that I was familiar or grew up with mountains around me, but they were always calling me, especially the Himalayas in India. And as soon as I could, I was an adult, I started trying to go there more, and I had planned this whole backpacking trip with my friends. And we were hiking for 3 or 4 days, and I had done a lot of research. Just so you know, in case it sounds like a very athletic activity, in India, it's fairly easy. You have a lot of Sherpas or mountain guides who are doing all the work. And I was so excited about this trip. I bought an expensive camera. I'd started earning already, and I got a tripod. So those were the only two things, a light one. Those were the only two things I was carrying. And there is the highest peak, mountain Himalayan peak in India, is called Nanda Devi. And it must be in the top 10 in the world, I don't know. It's a very special mountain, and it is very, very sacred. It actually sits on this high ridge of many peaks that separate two sacred regions of the Himalayas in India, Garhwal and Kumaon. And I knew that in one of the higher campsites that we were camping in, that at 4 a.m. I'd done my research wherever I saw this, that the first ray of the sun would fall on the peak. And there was just this one view. I had my compass and I knew directions, and I would be able to see it. So I woke up at 3:30, and I went out. And for those of you who have been in the high mountains, there's just this glow, even starting at 3:30 a.m. Night is not always dark in the mountains. And I'd set up my tripod, and I was going to capture the first ray of the sun as it hit the mountain. And this mountain, just so you know, the locals, there's a lot of folklore, mythology, just stories around. She's considered an incarnation of Durga. And locals from all parts of the Himalayas, the only thing common amongst their cultures is that they worship this mountain. And it is their goddess, the guiding deity of that entire region. And I was standing there, and my guide hears that I'm making all this sound, and I'm out of the tent, and he comes out to see, what is happening, what are you doing? And I explained to him, you'll be able to see Nanda Devi. Of course, he knew already. I know that you'll be able to see the mountain in the first ray, so I just wanted to set up my tripod and capture that in a picture. And he almost mockingly chuckled when I said that. And he looked at me, and I remember it as if it was yesterday. I remember where he was standing, what the place was like, because it left a deep impression in me. And these were his words. He spoke to me in Hindi. He said, "You don't decide when you see her. She decides when you see her." And in that moment, it was very striking. There was so much in that moment, because throughout these 4 or 5 days of traveling in the villages, in the base, and then hiking up the mountains, I had heard so many stories, and I was already in this sacred land, and I was tuning into this presence. But I had not realized, as much as I was so steeped in the Indian culture and all these stories and all of that, my thinking was still fundamentally somewhat Western, in the sense that I was trying to understand and capture her. And that's how I thought I would be able to relate to her. I was going to see all the directions and where I can see her and how I'll be able to get the right picture. But somehow, just in that moment, it was so striking, as I said, my entire understanding shifted. And as you might guess, I didn't see her that day. And I have seen her many times in my life since then. But perhaps because of what it meant for me in that moment, every time I've seen her since has been a deep spiritual experience for me. And, it just takes me back to a place of experiencing a kind of magic that personally for me I can only have in the mountains. And I was reminded of this story because, as you can see, and perhaps if it's not obvious, this is not about a mountain or a place. It is about the fact that God, Divine Mother, is speaking to us everywhere if we had eyes to see. And there is this constant static of our own mind, our self-preoccupations, our plans, what we want, what we don't want, and we are not able to see. If he had not come out, whether or not I had seen her that day, I would have perhaps seen the first ray of sunlight and be so satisfied and satiated by taking a beautiful picture of it, and then, I have so many pictures from all my trips. What happens to all of them? All of us have 1 million pictures on our phones, and that's that. But now I have an experience that I'm so confident I'll cherish for the rest of my lifetime and perhaps even beyond, because it left such an imprint in my heart.